Hello everybody, it's your boy Slayer, and welcome back to yet a brand new video and such a brand new discussion. DBD. DBD is a very interesting game because it's one of the few games to get a certain formula of genre right. Actually, at this point, it's the only game that has got it right, since even Chainsaw Massacre is now slowly into its dark descent into the, well, they tried it games, and as such leaves DBD in a particularly interesting place because it's one-of-a-kind type of game, and as such it leaves it in a world both full of possibilities as well as uncertainty, which is exactly why they can get away with introducing FOV as a proper setting nearly 9 years into the game cycle. And like, what was it? Being able to see the progress of your archive challenges mid-game nearly 3 years after the archives got introduced. But the speed in which all these changes occurred isn't the main topic of this video. However, the nature of the game as well as some of its balanced decisions. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you whether or not X decision about X character or perk was right or wrong. However, I would like to touch on the effect it has on the game as well as the aftermath. For example, Huntress's pink iridescent ahed add-on, which for those of you who don't know used to insta-down as survivor, and you could pair it up with a purple belt and have 3 insta-down hatchets, whereas now it's particularly more of a one-the-chamber kind of belt. Though clearly more balanced, it could also be described as boring. Now wait, before you get your pitchforks and torches out, hear me out first. Balance is good, but not always fun. And in a game like DBD, where fun is sometimes prioritized and is the goal of the game, as said by the devs themselves, as we strive for a more balanced game, yes, we remove insta-heal, but also make running in a straight line meta, and as such the game has shifted from this everything is either busted or borderline useless as pre-work for Freddy for example, to just pre-drop pallet and run a straight line forehead, which leads to a very interesting question. Where to now? I mean, at the time of me writing this script, a really nice patch regarding Billy has arrived and seems to have given him some type of relevancy again, but really how long till something bad happens again and we go back to questionable changes at best? And how should we move on about the game as a whole? Well, this may surprise you, but I think we should have a clear line of strong things in the game on both sides so that we may allow the players to showcase both their expertise on the game mechanics as well as overall experience in the game. For example, make Old Nurse a thing again, as well as running recovery of your exhaustion. So in the case the Old Nurse doesn't down you within 40 seconds, you got back your sprint burst as well as another chance to recover and get proper positioning. Likewise, the initial sprint burst may have gotten you a chain blink loss. However, no need to simply just wait while the bar slowly fills up again and lets you play the game. Now, even though that may have been a bold example, it highlights the strength of the game in all of its glory, which I believe it is. Here's your playground, go play. You see, what I think the game has truly lost its way is when certain problems came about and the devs either rushed to do a change in any way possible or simply introduced a perk to make up for what could have been considered as bad design. Examples: tunneling, borrowed time; slugging, unbreakable; still tunneling, decisive strike; minor mistake in your part, dead heart, the old one anyways, though the new one still does that; can down a survivor, bloodlust; nurse too busted, put a cooldown on top of a cooldown. Like what? Windows too busted, shut the window down, no need to fix the map itself; windows still busted, bamboozle; toolbox too strong, just reduce the amount it has; gen go by real quick, ruin, well, the old one anyways; gen go by real quick, still, add another 10 seconds to it. You see what I mean? It's like you have a wound and put a bandage on it and be like, it'll be alright until it gets infected and then you have to do something about it. Otherwise there will be a huge loss on your end. Now I hear you. You may say, well, Slayer, balance, though it has a direct objective which is to make the game for everyone, which is correct, can be viewed differently based on which side you're on. And that is a very valid point, which I believe I can only truly answer by asking you, the viewer, yes, you watching, what about performance problems, as well as accessibility problems? To sort of explain what I mean, DBD was released for console on the 20th of June 2017, and I can tell you, as at the time a verified console player, it was horrendous. I'm talking 20 frames, sometimes less. If you were playing the doctor, heavens forbid, huge freeze spikes, as well as at the time bad sensitivity settings, making you turn slower than my grandma. And she's pushing 80 now. Or how about the fact that players, or something a little bit something more that's considered more mainstream that people still have issues with and is also apparent on PC. How about the fact that players were getting from both console and PC motion sickness due to what feels like zoomed in FOV? And we're in early 2024 when the game launched in 2016, and only now is this issue getting addressed. But I do want to give credit when credit is due. A lot of things such as the FOV, finally, Billy, finally, and so much more are being looked at. And I think that Blight add-ons are a very good example of the devs doing things that matter, even though it again took them nearly 3 years. I think, like, what the fuck? But I would like to end this short video off by saying that though this video may have sounded negative, actually it did sound negative, was mainly due to perhaps build-up frustration of both, you know, game decisions, or perhaps you could say game meta, as well as a lot of calling out BS. However, I'm more interested in what you guys think about DBD, both in its current state as well as in the state the game was back then. Would you like some features to return, like Old Nurse? Well, yeah, that's not happening. Or any mechanics specifically? Do let me know in the comment section below. And if there's anything you'd like for me to talk about as well, do that as well. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, y'all. Peace.